What's up guys, welcome to another Scratch tutorial. Today we are continuing our series on how to make a space game in Scratch. So without further ado, let's get started. So first, what we need to do is add enemy ships. Right now, all we have is just a player that can move and shoot. And that is not really interesting. So I am going to make a few adjustments to this over here. I am going to make the bullet the same color as the square on the player ship. So I can just paint that like this. I have to get the color and then like that. Okay, so let's create our sprite. And we're not going to call this sprite 1, we are calling this enemy ships. And I am going to pull a ship from a backpack. So here's our enemy ship. It's the same thing as our player ship, but instead the square in the middle is red. And delete custom 1. And we want our ship to also be centered and facing toward the right. And let's make another sprite. And we'll call this enemy bullets. So our enemies are going to shoot out bullets. So here is another sprite, a costume that I have gotten from my backpack. It's the same size as our bullet, and it's red, and it's facing toward the right. Okay, so in our enemy ship, we'll do a 1 green flag is clicked, and we will hide our enemy ship. And then once it is hidden, we want to forever create a clone of myself. And we will put a wait 2 seconds and do a when I start as a clone. When I start as a clone, we will show and we will point towards player. And then after that, we will get a go to XY, and we will go to X, pick random, minus 240 to 240, and Y 180, which is the top of the screen. So it will go to the X position of random X from minus 240, which is the left, to 240, which is the right. And then we want to repeat until our Y position is greater than minus 180, and we will put another or in here, and then we will put a greater than here and a less than in here. And actually we want to change this to a less than operator. So if the Y position is less than negative 180, or the Y position is, or the X position is greater than 240, or the X position is less than minus 240, then we will move 2 steps. And then we will delete this clone. And we will see if that works. So as you can see, there are ships spawning from a random position. So that is what we want, actually. So that is actually really good. They are spawning from a random X position from the top of the screen, and they are disappearing if they're touching the right or the left or the bottom. So now we want our enemy ships to shoot out bullets. So let's do a when I start as a clone. We will do a forever loop. And forever, we are going to create a clone of enemy bullets. And after that, we want to wait some seconds. So let's say 0.5 seconds. And in our enemy bullet sprite, we'll do a when green flag is clicked and we will hide. And do a when I start a clone, we will show. And then we will add some lists. So we will add 3 lists in one variable. So we will make a variable and call this enemy ships counter. So this will count how many enemy ships we have. We will make another variable and we'll call this direction. And one more called, not one more, 2 more, X position. And 1 more, Y position. And make sure they're for all sprites. So we will hide the lists and the variables. So in our enemy ship sprite, once it created the clone, before it creates the clone, we are going to change enemy ships counter by 1. We will add, and we will get 3 adds. Yeah, we will add the direction to the direction list. We will add its X position to the X position list. So make sure to switch that to X position, and we will add the Y position to the Y position list. And then in our enemy bullet sprite, we're going to set enemy ships counter to 0, and we will delete everything from all the lists. So direction, X position, and Y position. When I start the clone, we will point in direction, and we will point in direction item enemy ships counter of direction. And we will go to XY. We will duplicate this block and we'll change this to the X position. So go to X item enemy ships of X position, Y item enemy ships of Y position. So all this is doing is just going to the enemy ships clones, and we'll go in here and drag this bit of code into here. So here's the code. And we want not to move 2 steps. We are actually going to move 10 steps and delete this clone. So let's see if that works. As you can see, the enemy ships are shooting bullets. So that is actually what we want. And as you can see, we can also hit them with our bullets. But they are not dying because we haven't added death yet. So we will add death in the next tutorial. So I hope you enjoyed it, and leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next Scratch tutorial. Peace out.